Well, hello family. Welcome to today's source-led channeled card teaching for the collective. I have done a pre-shuffle and asked that source use me as a channel to deliver any messages to the collective who are energetically aligned. A couple of you have been asking about the crystals that I have out, so I have them on my windowsill altar in the morning, and I just literally pick out what it is that I'm needing, which ones that I'm drawn to, and that's the way that I suggest that anybody, I'm not going to take that, I suggest that anybody, chooses, what's going on, chooses their crystals, you know. When in my crystal shop, when people come in and they've got an idea that somebody said they need this for a certain relief or insight, and I just ask them to go to the ones that are actually they're pulled to. So this is green aventurine, and that's anything green is representative of the heart chakra, but it's also about abundance and manifesting. Here I have got a rainbow, oh, it's totally gone, but this is about divine feminine. I've picked this up today, and it's represents the divine feminine and intuition. And then I've got my selenite at the back here, which I've got lots of selenite here, and that's all about divine connection and protection. So the first card out is Whale Spirit, Trust the Great Mystery, number 65, which is 11. And as you know, we don't boil down 11 in numerology. It's a master number. And the master number represents intuition and spiritual insight and illumination and inspiration. Trusting in spirit, basically, you know. Think about the whale when it comes to the surface of the sea, and it takes a big breath and a deep dive down to the bottom, you know. That's what we're being asked to do now. Just sitting with yourself, especially in this full moon energy, you know, it's a bit of a doozy. Very, very draining, but the collective, I think, are feeling drained energetically anyway because of the soul work that we've been doing, which is, you know, having the physical self catch up, and it's just very draining on us physically in a 3D aspect. So Spirit is asking you to trust the great mystery. We don't need to know everything that's going on, okay? Yes, we're intuitive. Yes, we like to be insightful. Yes, we like to know what's going on. But not everything is meant for us to know, okay? We're being asked to trust. And trust, I've found, is one of the greatest assets that we can have in the spiritual awakening. Number 12, Canary. Sing your own song. It's a bit of a cutie with a little crown on, isn't it? So 1 and 2 is 3, and 3s are all about creative expression, communication, which is lovely. Sing your own song. You know, don't be afraid to be who you are. Don't go with the flow just because others are doing it the same way. Even spiritual others, you know. I say this all the time. I really do not like to go to these like mind, body, spirit festivals and gatherings, and no disrespect and no shade to anybody who goes there or organises them or represents them, but I just cannot. I can't be around like that amount of other people. Maybe it's to do with the empath part of me, but I just find that I've not met another soul like my own, and at first that really kind of swayed me by not allowing me to be who I was, because of fear of being a little bit different from what is deemed the norm in spirituality. But you'll find your own way, you know. Don't be afraid to sing your own song and be you. It doesn't matter how anybody else is doing it. It doesn't matter how anybody else reads tarot. It doesn't matter how anybody else does their Reiki. you know, and that was another aspect when I first was qualified. And again, you know, honouring Dr. Asui and the line and the generations that have gone before me of Reiki Master Healers. It doesn't matter. As long as we're keeping the core principles, it doesn't matter how it's delivered. The fact is, you are opening yourselves, we are opening ourselves as channels for the divine healing, for the life force energy to channel through us. And however that gets delivered to that person who is needing it, remember, it's a soul contract thing. That's how it's supposed to be done. Don't be afraid to be you. Okay, I think I covered that then. And the next card out is 23, which is a 5, which is like mid-new beginnings for me. Mid-cycle, new beginnings. It's all about your freedom and adaptability, change into the moment, I suppose. You know, whatever it is that you've been learning in this cycle, it's okay to embrace that now. Adventure, it's about resourcefulness, shifting gears, you know, in the new transformation. And the message is that Spirit has your back. It is a very confusing time. There's so much going on energetically, so much dark and light battling in the world, on the planet, and it's very difficult. Just remain grounded, just remain true to your craft, just remember who you are, why you've come to this planet this time around, you know, remember, and it's about soul and soul connection and soul contracts. Okay, Spirit has got your back, and you're being asked again to trust. That's all this message is, and I include myself in this because I'm part of the collective too. Trust the great mystery, sing your own song, remembering who you are, and trust that process. And also, Spirit has your back. Short message for today. Thank you so much for supporting the channel. We are growing. Namaste.